Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Richard, founder of Short-Term Rental University and professional real estate developer. Today's video is about Booking.com. It's the biggest player in the space, and yet it's new to me, and I believe it's probably new to many on this audience that have yet to use it. So if you like this video, please go ahead and like it and subscribe to the channel, and let's get into what the opportunity set is on Booking.com and what the change of workflow might look like and what I anticipate is going to happen. So as viewers of the channel know, I've always used Airbnb and HomeAway. I really highly recommend that you diversify and you're on at least two platforms. And I've always used Airbnb and HomeAway, and my business has been strong and I've been very satisfied. But I also teach you not to be complacent or rest on your laurels and that what worked in the past won't work in the future. And in that spirit, I'm always looking for new ideas and opportunities. And Booking.com is something that I've been meaning to experiment with. I know it's got a lot of opportunity, but it also has a different workflow and I wasn't quite ready for it. So how did I get started? Well, I just purchased this boutique hotel in Nosara, Costa Rica, and they accept Booking.com reservations. So I started paying close attention, and believe it or not, we're in the process right now of renovating one new king bedroom, and it was listed on all of the properties, Airbnb, HomeAway, and Booking.com. And guess what got it first? Booking. Not once, not twice, we got 3 immediate hits on this brand new listing on Booking.com before we got anything on Airbnb or VRBO. And so like my antenna immediately went up and I wanted to investigate a little bit more. I happened to see an interview from Booking.com on CNBC, and I'm doing a little bit more research with it, and I wanted to share this with you. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with Booking.com, here's the thing to know. It's about twice the size of Airbnb in terms of valuation. It's currently worth $78 billion. It is a publicly traded company. Airbnb is private and it's privately valued somewhere around $40 billion. When it goes public in the IPO market, I believe it'll be somewhere between 40 and 80, but Booking.com will be clearly larger for the time being. So they've gotten to be that big by aggregating all of these different companies. And so what do they own? Right now, they own meta search engines, including their namesake Booking.com, Priceline.com, Agoda.com, Kayak.com, Cheap Flights, Rental Cars, Momondo, and OpenTable. It operates websites in 40 languages and 200 countries. And in 2017, 89% of its gross profit margin was made outside of the United States, most of which use Booking.com. So that's really interesting, right? So if you're listing on Airbnb and you're in the USA, well, if you want international guests, 89% of Booking.com international travelers are booking outside of the United States. So it's a really great opportunity, and that's what proved to be correct in Costa Rica. 3 reservations on Booking.com before anything else. I should also say that we got a booking on our private website as well, which I've encouraged you to experiment with and expand in 2020. For those of you who are interested, we have a link here for our website tool. One click, you'll have your own website, your own URL, and you can be creating opportunities similar to what we're experiencing down in Costa Rica. But so what's going on with Booking.com? Well, what's amazing about Booking.com is in one search, a traveler can get their entire experience booked. So you can have hotels next to villas, next to rooms, all in one search, so you can compare without leaving that one website all of the different lodging options. You no longer have to go to hotels and then check out Airbnb and then go back to the hotels and compare. You can do it all in one page. The second thing that Booking.com does, and it's a plus and a minus if you think about it from a host perspective, is they charge a higher fee, but then they don't charge the guest anything. And so you might say, well, why do I want that? Well, the reason you want that is because, true to form, it's comparing apples to apples. When somebody is on the Booking.com website and they're looking at the hotel option, that's an all-in price. And then if they were to go to Airbnb and look at your price, they get a little surprise at checkout where there's a 12% guest fee. But on Booking.com, all of the fees are normalized, so it's a true apples to apples comparison. For the guest, they know exactly what they're going to pay. And guess what? Guests like transparency. Guests like to know what it's actually going to cost. Guests don't really like that, oh, I'm at the checkout phase and now shipping is really expensive. I'm at the checkout phase of the Airbnb and there's an additional 12% surcharge and a cleaning charge, and that can cause people to bounce. So one of the benefits of Booking.com is, in addition to seeing all of your different lodging options listed in one page, you can also, they own rentalcars.com, they own opentable.com. You can book not only your car and your meals and everything else, but they're trying to create one stop where you can create your entire experience. And Airbnb is doing their best too. They've got Airbnb Adventures, they've got Airbnb Experiences, but it's not one-stop shopping. And Booking.com, the single largest aggregator in the space, worth $78 billion today. That's their vision, that's their goal, and that's what they do. So what are the implications for a host? Well, there's many, and I'm still learning more, so stay tuned, we'll update this. But the first thing I notice is you have to create a means to collect payment. So you have to have a Stripe account or a Square account or a PayPal account, and I don't even know if all three of those work. I think we're just using Stripe. But the point is, like Airbnb collects the money for you and then deposits it in your bank, in this particular case, you have some decisions to make on how you want to get paid. The second thing is there's no cancellations. So I've discouraged cancellations on Airbnb and HomeAway from the moment I created this channel. I said it's not professional, it's not hospitable. No guest wants to have uncertainty about whether they have a place or not. Booking.com locks you up. There are no cancellations. So if you're on Booking.com and a reservation comes in, you are accepting it. So that has implications for us as hosts. Let's make sure that our pricing is 100% correct and you don't get picked off. I've read in our Facebook group of people who've been on Booking.com, they launched, they thought they had an experimental price, and they got so many bookings, their entire calendar was booked, and they could do nothing about it except service those guests and leave a lot of money on the table. So since we know this in advance, we can be more knowledgeable, more educated, and take advantage of that fact. The way that I encourage you to list on Booking.com when you get started is book really high so that you don't get picked off. And then when you know that the listing is correct, then you can lower the prices and open up for business. They have made it really straightforward to create a listing. In fact, they can scrape a lot of the technology and the photos and so on from your existing listings on Airbnb. So porting over to Booking.com isn't a challenge. It's probably very similar to what we've done to create your own unique website using our HostZaver tool. And again, if you're interested in that, we've included a link here, but it's the same sort of concept. We're going to start with the Airbnb listing and then port it over to Booking.com, port it over to your own website. So these are some of the things that I've discovered in using Booking.com that are both positive and somewhat concerning. I don't think alarming, but I think we need to know about it in advance to optimize the platform for our benefit and our growth and also our guest enjoyment. So 2 more thoughts on actually using Booking.com in our business or in your business. The first is because the fees are in fact higher, right, 15%, I need to manually increase my prices, and I use a dynamic pricing engine, higher when I list on Booking.com, because at the end of the day, what I care about is what net hits my bank account. So if they're charging more money, then I need to increase my rates by that amount so that what net hits my bank account, I'm indifferent whether the guest came from Airbnb, HomeAway, or Booking.com. When a guest goes to these different platforms, they will see different prices, but that's basically all the different fees that are charged. The net amount to me remains the same. And so that creates a little bit of a challenge, syncing all of the prices and all of the calendars. We're evaluating a lot of different software platforms, and there's many of them. So if you're interested in that, come hang out in our Facebook group where over 18,000 hosts are discussing these exact same things, which software they use and why, and what the pros are and what the cons are. But the point is this, it's a great opportunity and it's a great platform, but it does require more advanced systems, technology, ownership, involvement, so that you don't get picked off and leave money on the table. The other thing that I would say is that we're creating systems and using this technology to sync all of these calendars and all of these prices so that it's all automated. I'm a big believer at scale and automation, and anytime we're introducing an entire new platform and a new workflow and no cancellation processes, it has implications in our business that we're unaware of right now. So we're spending a lot of time to make sure that this happens seamlessly and flawlessly, and we're not surprised and we're not disappointed and we're not upset, and those lessons will be covered in future videos as well as in our Facebook group. So what are the implications for my business and your business using Booking.com on a go-forward basis? And I don't really know just yet. I do know that it's a very significant portion of our business down in Nosara. I'm excited and hopeful that it'll also fill in a lot of the voids that Airbnb and HomeAway aren't filling in on some of my properties during, say, low season and shoulder season. The busy season, we're already booked, but you know what? If Booking.com brings us guests earlier, and remember, in our dynamic pricing, if somebody wants to book far in advance and have certainty that they're staying at my place, we charge premium prices for that certainty. So if Booking.com has people that are looking earlier and willing to pay more, then it could be a very significant player in our business going forward. And I just think it's really important and intelligent to diversify as much as possible, and having 3 platforms is better than 2, and 1 in 2020, that's a no-no. No, don't do that. Get at least 2, maybe even 3. Booking.com is where my team is learning and experimenting, and I think it's going to be really quite rewarding. Now, one caveat that I've heard from other hosts in our Facebook group again is that the guest experience from Booking.com is different, or their expectations, I should say, are different than an Airbnb guest. And part of the reason is the way that it's displayed. When people book on Booking.com, your home may show up amongst hotels. And somebody who's not paying attention but likes your thumbnail or likes your price, more likely they like your price, they click on it, they think they're staying in a full-service hotel, and we have seen hosts say they came and they wanted room service, they came and they wanted to know where the dry cleaning was, or things that you would have in a hotel experience that are not expected in an Airbnb experience. So just be forewarned, but recognize this is the early days. Like, over time, they'll realize that they're renting your house, your villa, your condo. You're not a full-service hotel. We're in this transition period. But I do think Booking.com is the behemoth. They're the largest. They're twice the size today of Airbnb in terms of market valuation, and they have almost the same number of listings. I believe Airbnb has 7 million today, and Booking.com has like 6.5 million. So it's almost at the same level, and the people who are biggest in the short-term rental space, the aggregators, the people that have hundreds, if not thousands of places listed on Airbnb, their number 1 platform is Booking.com. So if you want to grow and you want to scale, you want to play with the big boys, Booking.com is a platform for you to really pay close attention to in 2020 and beyond. And the best way to do it is to get started and start learning. Again, set your prices really high so you don't get picked off, and then bring them down gradually. I'd rather not have the bookings that I never had in the first place until I learn. Then I bring my prices down, we're open for business, and then may the best platform win. So I'd love to know from you in the comments below. Are you on Booking.com? What's been your experience? How important is it in your business? What's the revenue mix between Booking.com, Airbnb, HomeAway, or any other platform? Again, the more we share, the better educated we are, the superior host, the more profitable, and we just give back to one another. We're not in competition with one another. Heck, there's 6.7 million listings on Booking.com and 7 million listings on Airbnb. We're already competing with one another. Why not share, grow together, may the best survive, survival of the fittest. The people watching this channel, we're the fittest of the fit, friends. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and thank you so much for your attention.